all for being here. I know we had a quorum issue last week. We rescheduled for today. Thank you. I could not make it last week. I had to go into some dental work. But when I knew the meeting was rescheduled for today, as usual, I don't miss if I don't have to. But I wanted to just start early because I wanted to introduce to you Madam Mayor for a day, Miss Madison Vidal, who is a senior, who is a student at Benjamin Franklin High School, as well as NOCA. She wrote an essay. We had over 45 entries. We started this program in 2019. And so, when I first started, I said, I'm going to have one. Well, I have three. Because it's so hard, and our young people are doing so much great things in this city and need to be exposed because absolutely we know they're the future, no doubt about it. And so, Ms. Madison, welcome, Sewage and Water Board. She's interested, of course, in justice, good government, our cultural community, and overall the vibrancy of our city, but through the eyes of young people. Anything you want to add before the start of the meeting, Madam Mayor?
Yes, while I am interested in justice and youth activities in the city, I also am pretty interested in sewage and water board. The house I lived in for the first 14 years of my life I lived on Owens Boulevard, which is off St. Bernard. The streets recently just got redone, but one thing about that street, there's oak trees in front of every house. So sewage and water board was like not something we were shy of in that area. And it was something that we had to deal with a lot. So I'm very interested in like seeing what goes on behind the scenes of something I like grew up having to see like people come fix my streets because a oak tree root like went into a pipe and now the whole street is flooded.
All right.
Very good. Thank you so much, Madison, especially mentioning your experience, but also the Oaks, which really is a reflection of how old our city is, but also how our Oaks play a role in our drainage system and holding, yeah, multiple ways. It's true. Not only holding water, but also kind of getting in the way of our roots and drainage lines. So, but as I told Madison's parents, as I do all, I don't do a cookie cutter schedule for our young people. What it is, what they see is what they get, real government in action. And I said, listen, I'm apologizing ahead of time too, just in case she may hear me say something. But listen, so far, so good. So with that, Ms. Yolanda.
All right.
Mayor Cantrell.
Present.
Director Barnes.
Present.
Director Duplessis. Director Kennedy.
Present.
Director Guzman.
Present.
Director Pacho.
Here.
Director Sloss.
Here.
Director Howard.
Here.
Director Scholas. Director Antrup.
Here.
Councilmember King. Mayor, we do have a quorum.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Yolanda. And at this time, I will ask for a motion to approve the minutes for the meeting dated January 23rd, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Director Howard, seconded by Director Barnes. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Hearing none, the minutes have been officially adopted. Moving along to our committee reports and Director Pacho.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Pension Committee met on Tuesday, February the 20th, in the boardroom, meeting convened at approximately 9:09 a.m. Members present, Director Pacho, Director Kennedy, Director Scholas, Director Anthrop, Mr. Magboul, Ms. Johnsey, Ms. Shine, and Mr. Davis. There were no action items. There were several presentation items from Kwaku Obed of Marquette and Associates, one being an update of the executive summary of January 24th market performance and asset allocation, and also the allocation transition plan. Kwaku also gave its summary of the RFP comparisons for real estate and infrastructure asset classes. After discussion and questions from Pension Committee members, it was suggested by Marquette that the committee meet with the real estate and infrastructure top-tier managers to gauge the best fit for the organization's needs. And we are in the process of setting up that meeting and also the meeting for the managers. Information items were received, no public comment, and there being no further business, the meeting was adjourned at approximately 10:21 a.m. And that's my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pacho, Director Pacho. So we need a motion to approve.
So moved.
It's moved by Director Anthrop. We need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Director Sloss. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Okay, the motion carries and the committee report has been officially adopted. We're moving now to Operations Committee, Director Howard.
All right, the Operations Committee met on Tuesday, February 20th, 2024, at 10:39. Present were Directors Duplessis, Scholas, Pacho, Kennedy, and myself. No one was absent. There were was presentation item, David Benson, the Senior Managing Consultant at PFM, and Eric Caulfield from the Caulfield Consulting Group presented an update on the status of the People Plan. The update included summarized results of the employee-wide survey in Phase 1 of the workforce model options from studies of utilities comparable to the Sewage and Water Board. The next step will include Phase 2, which is development options, the development of options, and that's supposed to be completed by April. And then Julie Scholler, from the Human Resources Director for the Sewage and Water Board, gave a performance on the performance planning and evaluation process for the merit pay rule that's going to be in place. It is in place, I mean. And then we had one action item, which was the consideration of the 2024 holiday schedule. Dr. Scholas moved to accept the schedule that was presented, and Director Kennedy seconded, and the motion carried. No public comment, and the meeting adjourned.
Very good. Thank you, Director Howard. So we need a motion to approve the Operations Committee, committee report as presented.
So move.
It's moved by Director Pacho,
Second.
seconded by Director Guzman. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Okay, so that committee report has been officially adopted as well. So we're gonna move right along to Finance and Administration Committee, and that is our President Pro Tem, Director Sloss.
Thank you, Mayor. The Finance and Administration Committee met Wednesday, February 21st, in this boardroom, meeting convened at about 9:05. Present were myself, Directors Howard, Pacho, Kennedy, absent Director Guzman. Our CFO, Gray Lewis, updated us on financial results through December and our cash position. The December water and sewer cash levels are 219, 274 days on hand, which exceeds the minimum comfortably. December collections were a bit of an improvement. Our age receivables over 60 days are $57 million. We had Finance and CSC reported on the launch of the Promise Pay, which allows customers it's pretty cool a new platform to enroll in Sewage and Water Board payment plans if they need to do so. It's a texting form of outreach, and in the first 2 weeks we saw 814 payment plans set up with an average balance of $21.67. Collections, we're working hard on collecting the money that we're owed and are seeing progress there. Additionally, we had 4 action items, 5 contract awards or renewals, 5 change orders by ratification, 5 contract amendments, and 3 contract final acceptances. It was a busy meeting, but we got through it. There were normal information items that you can find in your packets. There was no public comment. Being no further business coming before the F&A committee, we adjourned at approximately 10:20 a.m. that morning. That's my report, Madam Mayor.
Very good. A lot of business there. So we have received the report, and I need a motion to approve as presented.
So move.
Thank you, Director Kennedy.
Second.
Seconded by Director Howard. So we have a motion and a second. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Okay, that committee report has also been officially adopted. Thank you very much. Ms. Yolanda.
And now we're ready for our action items regarding our bonds. Jason Akers with Foley Judell.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Jason Akers with Foley and Udell, bond counsel for the Sewage and Water Board. There are 3 resolutions before you today, but let me take them, take the first one, and then perhaps the second 2 could come as far as discussion together, because I think that they're paired a little bit differently. The first resolution is preliminary approval of up to $90 million in water revenue bonds. And this is a preliminary approval. It says right there in the title. This starts the process for the Sewage and Water Board to borrow up to $90 million to be secured and paid solely out of the water revenues that are currently being levied and collected. This has a 2-part approval. The first part is for up to $85 million for lead service line replacement. And this is a program that was approved by Congress through the IIJA a few years ago. They allocated $15 billion nationwide over a 5-year period for lead service line replacements. This is the first large application that, to our knowledge, that has been submitted in the state of Louisiana. This program is very advantageous for lead service line replacement. 49% of that $85 million will be forgiven as it's advanced, and the other 51% will have to be repaid, but at 0% interest. The remaining $5 million of this $90 million approval is for the water meter program, and that has a 1.95% interest rate plus a 50 basis point administrative fee, so a 20-year loan with a fixed 2.45% interest rate, also on a drawdown basis during those early years. And just again, clarifying, these are paid out of the existing water and sewer, existing water revenues. This is preliminary approval. Following your approval, it will advance to City Council and the Board of Liquidation. Then it goes to the State Bond Commission. After we get through that process, and LDH, who runs these programs, determines that it's ready to go to closing, we'll come back to you for final approval. Then it'll go back to City Council, and then it'll go back to Board of Liquidation for final approval. So you are the first step in a 7-step process today.
Very good, thank you. Let the record reflect that Councilmember King is now present, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Mr. Akers, for your review of the action items before us. And I will just say, before asking for a motion to approve, one, can we do in global as you presented, or we need to do one at a time?
And we'll have to do a roll call vote,
Oh,
Mayor.
okay, very good. And so one of the things I did want to say about this, first of all, it's a good place to be in. And because of the work of this utility, we're taking advantage of this opportunity. It just does not happen. As we talk about lead line replacement, we know that as this utility, as this board, it's our priority, as we discussed it very in detail at our retreat. Because this utility, we've been doing the work, we especially assessing our lead lines, we're so far further ahead of the game than municipalities across the United States of America. And as you heard Mr. Akers say, this is resources or dollars put forth around the country. New Orleans, we're leading the way. We have to acknowledge that. Just didn't happen. Also, as it relates to the water meter program, you know better than us. That's another priority, for us, and we're implementing that right now, which will ultimately solve billing issues in the city of New Orleans. We're doing the work right now. So I just say thank you, board, for getting us to where we are, but it's really good to know that with these resources, it's a first step in a 7-prong, nothing's promised, but I can say this, we're so much further along than, again, any municipality in this country right now. So with that, I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve the first item, and Ms. Yolanda, you can move us through it.
So
Anyone
moved.
we'll need a second as well.
Okay, so we have a motion by President Pro Tem Poco Sloss. We need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Director Guzman. Any questions? No questions? All in favor? Roll call vote.
Mayor Cantrell.
Yay.
Councilmember King.
Yes.
Director Barnes. Yes. Director Director Kennedy.
Yes.
Director Guzman.
Yes.
Director Pacho.
Yes.
Director Sloss.
Yes.
Director Howard.
Yes.
Director Scholas. Director Antrim.
Yes.
Thank you. So, any abstentions? Okay. Hearing none, we have all yeas, no nays, and this action item has officially passed. Thank you very much, Ms. Yolanda.
Now we'll have Jason for the second.
Okay, so the next two items, contrasting with the prior, the next two items deal with the sewer system and also our final approvals as opposed to preliminary approvals. These are first under the 10th Supplemental Sewage Service Revenue Bond Resolution, approving up to $38,948,200. It's a very unusual amount, but that's what the approval from DEQ says. Approving that amount of sewage service revenue bonds that will provide the form of a loan from the Department of Environmental Quality through their state revolving loan fund. This is a very low interest, 0.95% all-in rate for a 20-year period, including a 2-year construction period during which they advance funds, and interest only accrues on the amount that's actually advanced. As we proceed into this closing, there is a $1.1 million forgiveness portion of this loan that will be forgiven as advanced as well. So the actual repayment will be $37,848,000. So again, and on a 0.95% fixed rate interest. This again is your final approval. It goes from you to City Council, then to Board of Liquidation. We are targeting a closing on both of these loans by the end of June of this year to match up with the state's fiscal year. These are again paid out of sewage system revenues, existing sewage system revenues. So happy to answer any questions you have about this one.
Very good. Thank you so much. And just again, I have to highlight, hey, this is, as Mr. Akers said, we're at the end of this process, which is an indicator, hey, work was done prior to get us where we are today. So with that, we want to keep it going. We need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Director Howard.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Director Pacho. Any questions?
Just quickly, this is for wastewater treatment plant improvements, right? Okay.
Yes. Thank you. I intended to say that.
No, that's fine.
I neglected.
Right, so we have a motion, we have a second. Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, we'll go for roll call vote.
Mayor Cantrell,
Yay.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Director Barnes.
Yes.
Director Duplessis, Director Kennedy,
Yes.
Director Guzman,
Yes.
Director Pacho,
Yes.
Director Sloss,
Yes.
Director Howard,
Yes.
Director Scholas, Director Anthrop.
Yes.
Okay, any opposed, any abstentions? Okay, hearing none, we have all yeas, no nays, and this action item has been fully adopted. Thank you very much, Ms. Yolanda.
And now we have Jason again for the last bond resolution.
Thank you. This one is just like the last one, except for it's for $5 million sewage service revenue bonds represented by the 11th Supplemental Sewage Service Revenue Bond Resolution. This is another DEQ loan, same terms, 0.95% interest rate for a 20-year amortization following a 2-year construction drawdown period. This does not contain any forgiveness. However, it does have the other favorable terms. This is for the water metering project. And if anybody questions why you would have water meters paid out of sewer revenues, well, your sewer bill is determined based on the water usage. So it is legally acceptable. It matches, and a number of entities actually use sewer revenues to pay for water meters. So you're just following in line with them. This is part of the capital stack for the entire water meter replacement program.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akers. And again, just an example of how we are leveraging resources in order to complete the priorities of this utility. Our water meters absolutely front and center in that. So we need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Okay, moved by Director Anthrop, seconded by Director Barnes. Any questions? Okay, hearing none, Ms. Yolanda for a roll call vote.
Mayor Cantrell,
Yay.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Director Barnes,
Yes.
Director Duplessis, Director Kennedy,
Yes.
Director Guzman,
Yes.
Director Pacho,
Yes.
Director Sloss,
Yay.
Director Howard,
Yes.
Director Scholas, Director Anthrop.
Yes.
Okay. Any opposed, any abstentions? Hearing none. All yeas, no nays, and the action item has been fully adopted. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Akers. Ms. Yolanda.
And now we have our corresponding resolutions that were approved at our Finance and Administration and Operations Committee. We have 19, which can be taken in global, Mayor.
Very good. So you want to,
Yes, so we have corresponding resolutions R47, 2024, Resolution R48, 2024, the holiday schedule, Resolution Resolution 29, 2024, Resolution R30, 2024, Resolution 33, 2024, Resolution 34, 2024, Resolution 35, 2024, Resolution 22, 2024, Resolution 23, 2024, Resolution 26, 2024, Resolution 28, 2024, Resolution 31, 2024, Resolution 4, 2024, Resolution 15, 2024, Resolution 20, 2024, Resolution 21, 2024, Resolution 32, 2024, Resolution 6, 2024, and Resolution 24, 2024.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Ms. Yolanda. And they are fully identified on our agenda. But we need a motion to approve in globalization.
So move.
Okay, moved by Director Sloss. It's been seconded by Director Pacho. Any questions? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? All right, we have fully adopted corresponding resolutions as presented. Ms. Yolanda.
We have 7 information items, and do we have any public comments? No public comments?
What about the calendar?
Oh, it was
Okay,
approved
okay.
in the.
Oh, that was in the
corresponding
Globo.
resolutions. Yeah.
That was
Yes.
the second one
Yes.
read off.
Mhm.
Okay, so no public comment. And I would just say, well, thank you all for making, yourselves available this morning. I had Mayor Forte, as I mentioned, scheduled for 9. She had to adjust her schedule to be here. That's what mayors do. Bam, so hit the ground running. So thank you all just for just welcoming Madison and seeing the future in her as well. Poco, before we adjourn, anything you want to add? I know, we are now a part of this, tell us what it is.
There's a transition committee that the governor's established, and I've been selected to be on the Sewage and Water Board portion of that, along with, I don't even know how many other people, a lot of different people. First meeting is this Thursday, 4 o'clock, till 7 o'clock. Should be a long meeting, to the best of my knowledge. There'll be 3 meetings, and I think the focus is,
We have
what can the
Paul
government get done
Flower.
right now, quickly? Pardon me?
Sure, we have Paul Flower, we have Poco Sloss, we have
Boise
Boise, we have
Bollinger's
Boise
on it, yeah.
Bollinger.
A lot of their own representation, which
Exactly.
makes sense, of course.
Right. We have great representation there, and I do understand the focus will be, of course, on our billing, our capital improvements, but most importantly for me, it's the governance.
Right.
And so I have gone on record embracing the focus here. I think that there's been so much ambiguity relative to the governance of the Sewage and Water Board. And the ones that are ultimately accountable and have been is this utility, this body, this board. But as we move forward, as you know, and make progress, but again, just the ambiguity. Fingers pointing, no one wants to be accountable, it seems again, but us and this board. So I am open to the study. I'm open to this city and state getting it right. I do not anticipate the study being completed for implementation really prior to 686 days. That's how much I have in office. And so I am very much pleased with the look and the focus on it because it's necessary. Because so many investments are being made, and we don't get this time back. These investments are in our lifetime, and it's going to be transformational for this city and also for the state. I'm also very much encouraged by, I would say, the focus on the capital plant, our power plant, resources there to get us to where we need to be, because we're not there yet, but we are making the investments. In regards to billing, I think the focus less on that because the work is being done and we know that it's tied to the smart meter installation and we're in the middle of that now. So that will be the ultimate solve to billing, but what I'm most appreciative of is the focus on the governance side of it and of course, any resources that we need to continue to invest in this utility. Any other comments?
I know why I'm not a politician, Mayor. I could never come up with all that fast.
Well, I don't know if that's not about a politician, that's just doing the
Good
job.
speaker.
That's it, that's just doing the job. So,
Thank you very much.
yes, ma'am.
Are the meetings public?
Yes.
Are they in New Orleans?
They're in New Orleans. There's 3 of them scheduled so far. I'll make sure everybody here is alert to when they are and where they are.
Very
I wonder
good.
if they'll be streamed.
What's that?
I wonder if they'll be streamed, or if you have to show up.
I imagine they will be. I think there'll be a lot of interest in it. Obviously, Sewage and Water Board's extremely important to the city, so.
Public comment will be allowed, so the
yeah.
public can speak.
Absolutely.
3-hour meetings.
Wow. So another thing before adjourning, we are in the middle of planning for the state of the utility. As you know, I would like to have it done this month by the latter part of March, so that we just lay out the facts, the existing conditions of our utility, lay out where we've been, where we are, and where we need to go. No matter who the mayor is, no matter who the city council is, no matter who are in leadership positions, we're going to just give it straight to the people about this utility in hopes to get them educated on where we are and, of course, gain support moving forward, because it will not happen on its own. It's going to take people who are willing and able to get it done. Yes, ma'am.
I would just like to point out, in terms of vis-à-vis this, the work that's being done by this other committee, that Sewage and Water Board has been working for a long time on some of the various, the problems, like the people plan has been in process. It's not something that is just coming from the outside to us. It's been developed within the organization on the premise that we want to work with our employees to develop something. And so we're not just behind the 8 ball here. We are
Ahead of the game.
We're ahead of game.
We are.
We are leading. We
are.
have taken the actions to move forward on this important part of the organization.
Absolutely, and this body is the governing body officially, and we know that we're fiduciary. We have the fiduciary responsibility. But thank you so much, Director Howard, for your comments, and that's one of the reasons why I think it's very necessary for us to do our state of the utility this quarter, prior to the end of this quarter, because then we will lay out again what the existing conditions are, where we've been, where we are, and where we need to go, regardless who. Again, no matter who's a mayor or who's a council person, but these are the existing conditions that we need to move through in order for the city and state to be better off. And again, we know that it will go beyond 685 days. So with that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, we have a motion, we need a second. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, ayes have it, meeting adjourned. Thank you so much.
All right.